Hi, it's Andy Harrison. Today I'm really excited to share with you the 5 levels of happiness and what I'm calling the bliss formula. If you've ever been in a situation or a time in your life when you felt really happy with most things in your life, and then there are a few things that you just could never feel as happy as you'd like to feel, or maybe some people that are going through this. Understanding the 5 levels of happiness and the bliss formula can really help to know exactly where you're getting stuck and then exactly what to do about it if you'd like to grow happier with that thing or in that area of your life. So I discovered the bliss formula and the 5 levels of happiness through working with other people and myself on growing our lives happier. And I found that a lot of people have the same thing, the same experience. So I'm using the word bliss to outline the 5 different levels of happiness. And what I've discovered is that we can be happy with something on 5 different levels. So with anything in your life, there are basically 5 different levels that you can be happy with it. And when we tend to feel less than happy than we would like to, it's because we're stuck down maybe at a lower level of happiness, and we just can't ever seem to jump up to the next level. So I was really curious about this when I discovered it, and I started to look for, well, what are the actual things, the minimal requirements needed to jump from one level to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. And it's really amazing that how simple it really is when you understand what is required to jump from one level to the next. So let's go through it real quick here, because this could really, I think, change your life. It's really changed my life and my understanding about how happiness works in yourself, and then everyone that you're interacting with. You can really start to understand, how other people are relating to the happiness in their lives too. So I'm starting down here at level 1, using the end of the word bliss here. So if with each of these 5 levels, you can think of it like this. On the lower the level is, the shorter the length of the happiness that you will feel will be, the shorter length in time, and the shallower the happiness will feel. Okay, so as you move up into the different higher levels of happiness, your happiness will last longer and it will feel stronger. Okay, so for example, if you're feeling challenged with a relationship right now, you could even be below the first. This is basically the start of happiness here at level 1. So whatever the thing is in your life, whether it's a relationship, money, your health, or your life's purpose, or something else, if you're not happy at all, you're going to be even below this chart. And so step 1 here will allow you to jump up to at least a level 1 happiness, and then understanding what the minimal requirements are to grow happy to the next level can help you become happy all the way up to level 5 if you choose to. So the first level I'm calling the level of stuff, and this is just the basic circumstances of our life. So all the people, places, the circumstances that are currently in your life right now. To be happy with any one of those things, the only requirement is that we notice or act on that thing improving in our lives. Okay, so the idea of improving is really a key idea as far as how we experience happiness. So as long as you either notice or act on some sort of improvement on anything in your life, you can be happy at level 1, at the level of stuff. And again, this is going to be a very temporary form of happiness, and it won't be as deep as the higher levels. You won't feel it as strongly as you would if you were happy with it at a level 2, 3, or 4, or 5. But this is a great start. If you're not feeling happy at all with something, you can simply start to notice how it is improving, or you can act on it improving in some way, and that'll actually bring you up to a higher level of happiness than no happiness at all. Okay, so a question you can ask yourself if you're not feeling happy at all with something is, how is this improving now? So over time, as you ask yourself that question, you're going to start to train your brain to start noticing how things are improving. Even if they're only improving by you simply asking this question, that's maybe enough to allow you to feel happy at a level 1 with whatever that thing is. Make sense? So the question here to be happy with anything at a level stuff is, how is this improving now? And of course, you can take any sort of action to help that improve as well, and that will help you feel happy with something at a level 1. So the next level is the level of systems, and this is simply the requirement to be happy with something at a level of systems is that we're actively participating in that thing improving on an ongoing basis. So it's not just a temporary improvement that we're looking for here. Now we're at a higher level of happiness, and for us to be happier at this level, at level 2, it just requires that we're taking some sort of ongoing action towards the improvement of that thing in our lives. So for example, if you're in a relationship and you want to be happier beyond just the temporary level of the temporary circumstances, you're participating in the ongoing improvement of that relationship will help you to feel happier at a higher level. And again, this will last longer and it will feel stronger. So just keep in mind, we have systems for everything in our life, even if we don't think about it like that. You have a system for brushing your teeth, for handling your money, for how you handle your relationships, for how you handle your health. Everything that we do on an ongoing basis actually becomes a system. And so if you're working on improving your system for that area or that thing in your life, then you're going to be happier at a higher level. And a question you can ask yourself to help yourself become happier with something at a level 2 is, how am I improving my system for this now? Okay, again, it's how am I improving my system for this now? That will train your brain to start thinking in terms of how your system is improving and what you might be able to do on an ongoing basis to help that thing or that area of your life improve in an ongoing way. So level 3 is the level of identity. And to feel happy with something at level 3 level of happiness, all that's required is that we experience ourselves as the source of the improving of that thing or that area in our lives. Oftentimes when we're not feeling as happy as we'd like to feel with something, it's because we're not actually feeling like we're in charge of the improving of that thing or that area in our lives. We sort of feel at the effect of what's happening. When we are able to experience ourselves as actually the source of the improving of that thing, we're able to feel happier at a higher level. So for example, if you're feeling challenged at work or with how you make money, and you're feeling like the people that you're working with or the situation is not allowing you to have enough time or have enough money in your life, in order to feel happier with that, you could actually feel, as long as you could feel yourself as the source of the improving of that area, that would allow you to feel happier at a whole different level rather than feeling at the effect of the circumstances. Does that make sense? So in order to actually make that jump from maybe a level 2 level to a level 3 level of happiness, one of the questions you can ask yourself here is, how am I feeling? And now there are actually 4 different words here that you can use based on your experience. So without getting into too much detail, there are 4 different emotions that we tend to actually feel that we're missing in order to feel happier at a level 3 level of happiness. So just use the word that resonates with you the most as you're going through this. So how am I feeling? Either beautiful, powerful, lovable, or valuable now. And again, one of those words will probably resonate with you more than the others, so choose that one for your particular phrase if you're going to work on being happier at a level 3 with something. Again, it's how am I feeling? Either beautiful, powerful, lovable, or valuable now. Moving on to level 4, to be happier with a level 4, at a level 4 level of happiness, this is the level of love or energy. Okay, so right about here in the bliss formula, in levels 1, 2, and 3, you're really dealing with your circumstances. It's actually, there's kind of a flip here right around here, on level 3, where you're starting to focus more on the energy of life rather than the circumstances and the stuff in your life. So rather than the matter that you experience in your life, that's really your focus down in these 3 levels. And this is really where most problems tend to happen, on these 3 levels. And coincidentally, this is where most self-help and therapy and most things will actually try to help you deal with these 3 levels. But if you wanted to be happier with a higher level, now your focus becomes more on the actual energy, the emotions emotional energy, you can think of it, that you're experiencing rather than on the actual stuff in your life, the actual matter that's showing up in your life. So at a level 4 level of happiness, the only thing that's really required is that we focus on choosing the energy that we want to be in any moment that we want to feel happier at this level. Okay? So the idea here is that you want to love all the stuff in your life to be happy with a level 4 in any given moment. So if you're not feeling as happy as you'd like to feel with something, and you want to feel happier at a level 4, all that's required is that you're able to choose the energy that you're experiencing when that stuff is in your life. So for example, if you're feeling challenged by discovering and living out your life's purpose, and you want to feel happy at a level 4 level of happiness, you would want to, whenever you're feeling challenged, ask yourself, what energy am I choosing now? Or you can ask this question here: how am I loving this now? And the idea is that you want to bring love, the energy of love, to everything that's currently in your life, or the things that you're feeling challenged with, and that is actually going to do probably more than anything else that you could do to improve that area of your life up to a level 4 level of happiness. So the question to ask yourself in this case is, how am I loving this now? So if you're wanting to feel happy with anything in your life at a level 4 level of happiness, the question is, how am I loving this now? And finally, on our level 5 level of happiness is the level of being. Now, to be happy with something at a level 5 level of happiness, all that's required is that we're simply willing to be here without knowing. So simply being willing to be here without knowing what things are, how things are going to happen, without having your focus be on your thoughts about what things might mean or how things might go. That's really all that's required to be happy at a level 5 level of happiness with anything in your life. So often we tend to have our focus, especially down in the lower levels of happiness and below that, only on the story of what's happening in our head, and that all exists within the thoughts going through our brain. And as you go up in levels of happiness, you'll notice that your focus becomes more on the energy that you're experiencing, the feelings that you're experiencing, rather than actually on the thoughts and the story about what things mean and how things might happen. So level 5 is actually just simply being willing to be here without your focus being on any of that. Simply being willing to be here without knowing. And it's pretty amazing, the actual willingness itself will allow you to do this. It's not so much that you need to be great at doing that. It's simply being willing to be here without knowing. So if something is feeling challenging in your life, simply being willing to stay right here without knowing how things are going to happen, or trying to figure it out, or what things mean, or trying to know what to do about it, simply being here, willing to be here without knowing, will help you to be happy with anything at a level 5. So the question to ask yourself to be happy at level 5 is, how am I willing to be here without knowing now? So if you'd like to be happy with anything in your life at a level 5 level of happiness, simply you can ask yourself, how am I willing to be here without knowing now? And again, with all of these questions over here on the right hand side, simply memorizing what these questions are can help you to be happy at any one of these 5 levels, or to jump from one level to the next. Simply doing some repetitions of these will help you to do that. And just try them out in your life and see how it feels once you actually jump from one level to the next. It can be really exciting, and you can notice a really quick shift in your experience as you jump from any one of these levels up to a higher level of happiness. And then as your skill increases, simply by doing some repetitions of asking yourself these questions, you might notice this happening more automatically throughout your days and throughout your life. So anyway, I hope this is exciting to you, and thank you for watching. Thanks for choosing to be you.